Experience 8 extraordinary themed lands in one must-visit theme park. Welcome to Universal Studios Florida, and this ultimate guide will teach you everything that you need to know about the park so that you can have the best experience possible. Then, coming up later in the video, I share with you my top 10 must-know Universal Studios Florida tips that you need to learn about before you visit, including my top secret way to find out just how busy Universal Studios Florida will be any day of the year. And for your convenience, my Universal Studios Florida Ultimate Guide is divided into chapters, starting off with things to know before you visit, then things to know during your visit to the park, and capping off this informative video with my must-know top 10 tips. This is Theme Park Brandon, and after working at Universal for 2 years as a vacation planner, I am thrilled to share with you everything that I know about this awesome theme park. First, let's talk about all the things that you need to know before you visit. Starting off with, is Universal Studios Florida worth the visit? Well, honestly, this is kind of a tricky question, and with the park officially announcing that Hollywood Rip Ride Rockit, the park's largest outdoor roller coaster, will be closing forever in early September, Universal Studios Florida will be more of a half-day park for the most part. Now, of course, if you're going to go see all the shows and all that type of stuff, then you're going to want to spend a little bit longer time in the park. But I am very intrigued by what Universal has in store for the future of their studio park simply due to the epic effect. So yes, Universal Studios Florida is so worth visiting because of major attractions like the Transformers, Mummy, and the Escape from Gringotts. But again, you must also remember that Universal Studios Florida is so much more than just the rides. This is the park that offers most of the great seasonal events and live entertainment that you're going to find at Universal Orlando. But the question that I get asked all the time is, when is the best time to visit? Planning your trip to a Universal Orlando theme park during the wrong time could really make or break your trip. This is why I recommend with any Florida theme park, it's always advised to visit during the non-peak times. This is why I always recommend visiting in January, February, the first 2 weeks of May, September, and November. Ticket options. If you only want to visit one of the 3 main Universal Orlando parks, then you could always purchase a one-day ticket price that starts out at $119 at the time of this video. But hardly anyone only visits just one Universal Orlando theme park. And of course, you can add on more parks, including Epic Universe, and upgrade to a park-to-park option, so you have the ability to park hop throughout your time at Universal Orlando. And if you love water parks, then I always recommend checking out Volcano Bay as well. Where should you stay? Now that you can find 11 hotels and resorts at Universal Orlando Resort, it's hard to look elsewhere, especially when it comes to the early park admission, and more on that in a few minutes, on top of the cost of some of the value hotels that you're going to find on property. But if you don't want to stay at a Universal Orlando Resort, then you're going to find plenty of options just minutes away from the park. But keep in mind, when you stay at Lowe's Royal Pacific Resort, Hard Rock Hotel, and the Portofino Bay, you do get the complimentary Universal Express Pass for everyone staying in your room. If you have any questions about the hotels and resorts that you're going to find at Universal Orlando, then you're going to want to check out this video that I created here, where I share with you some must-know top secrets and ways to save money before you book. Which brings me to, planning your Universal Orlando vacation is very time consuming, and most of the time it's stressful, especially if you've never visited before. And with the all-new Universal Studios Epic Universe opening, I think it's safe to say that there's going to be a lot of first-time visitors visiting all 3 of the Universal Orlando theme parks. This is why I recommend contacting Callie Beck, a travel concierge specialist with Wand and Compass Travel. For your convenience, you can find all of her contact info on the screen in the pinned comment and in the description of this video. Callie specializes in Universal Orlando vacations. On top of that, she can also help you plan trips to other great travel destinations. Callie builds customized vacations while listening to your requests and preferences to craft your dream vacation. Universal Orlando is a must-see resort that really does deserve multiple days to do so, and Callie offers personalized itineraries, recommendations, and price monitoring as part of her full concierge service. But the best part is, Callie's expert travel planning services are completely free. Trust me, she's going to make your trip even better. Now, if you're a fan of water parks, then you really want to check out Volcano Bay, which is located right next to Universal Orlando's Cabana Bay Beach Resort. And honestly, Volcano Bay is by far the best overall water park in all of Florida. Universal really knocked it out of the park with this tropical themed water oasis, and if you enjoy water parks, this is always a great option to add on to make your Universal Orlando experience even better. Planning your trip around the seasonal events. USF offers 3 main special events throughout the year, and each one is awesome. Universal Studios Mardi Gras takes place in the spring, Halloween Horror Nights in the fall, and Universal's Holiday Parade featuring Macy's during the holiday season. Halloween Horror Nights really is the best Halloween event in the entire world, and what's crazy is, each house looks and feels like a real-life movie set, with each house costing around $1 million to build. And usually you're going to find 10 different haunted houses each year, and they're never the same, which is just insane. The height requirements. If you're like me and my family, then this type of thing is important for the younger thrill seekers. This is why, for your convenience, you can find the list of the rider height requirements in the description of this video. Now it's time to go over all the things that you need to know during your visit to the park. But first, this video took over 20 hours to create, so if you're finding this video to be helpful in any way, then all I ask that you do is please take 1 second and give it a like. That is by far the best way that you can help show your support for the time it takes to create these ultimate guide videos. Now just imagine this scenario. Your alarm goes off and you immediately realize today is the day. You are about to have an amazing time at Universal Studios Florida. So first things first, what should you wear? Universal Studios Florida is a rather large park, and you're going to be doing a lot of walking, especially from the parking deck all the way to the theme park. This is why I always recommend wearing comfortable shoes and light clothing when visiting. Also, be sure to check out keepridingcoasters.com for affordable and comfortable merch to wear in the parks. And please do not underestimate the Florida sun, and always use sunblock. Parking. If you're not staying at a Universal Orlando resort and walking over or taking the shuttle or the water taxi to CITYWALK, then you're going to need to park in the parking garage. And this parking garage is the largest one in this hemisphere, and it cost over $1 billion to construct. Once you park your car, always take a picture of the parking area that you're located in. And then be sure to text your group which level of the parking garage that you're parked in. Trust me, the worst thing is, after having a long day of fun in the parks, is that you do not remember where you parked at. And for your convenience, here's a look at the current pricing, but keep in mind, these prices could very well go up over time. Once you leave the parking lot, you then enter CITYWALK, and this is the best entertainment district that you're going to find in Central Florida. From restaurants, a movie theater, mini golf, other attractions, shopping to nightlife, everyone's going to find something that they enjoy at CITYWALK Orlando. And everyone has to travel through CITYWALK to access either Islands of Adventure and or Universal Studios Florida. Travel tip: if you do not want to eat inside the theme park, you can always leave the park to come experience a CITYWALK restaurant and then pick up right where you left off inside the park when you are done eating. Getting around Universal Studios Florida. Going clockwise around the park's layout that features 8 themed areas, we have Illumination's Minions Land, which is home to the popular Despicable Me Minion Mayhem attraction. My personal favorite area of USF is the New York section, mainly because of the Revenge of the Mummy attraction that is located here. San Francisco is a beautiful themed area home to the worst attraction at the park, the Fast and Furious Supercharged. But hopefully in a few years, this attraction will be removed to make way for something much better. The most popular area at USF would be the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Diagon Alley, and rightfully so. Here is where you will also find the station for the Hogwarts Express train ride that transports you over to Hogsmeade over at Islands of Adventure. The smallest area that you're going to find at USF is the World Expo, but this area features the not-to-be-missed Men in Black Alien Attack attraction. From there, we have Springfield, USA, the Simpsons-themed area that is always a fun time. DreamWorks Land is the newest area that that you're going to find at Universal Studios Florida, and this is where every kid 36 inches or taller has to experience the THRLL roller coaster. And then we have the Hollywood section of the park, home to the iconic E.T. Adventure attraction. Universal Studios Florida is a theme park focusing on movie magic and bringing some of your favorite films and shows to life. Is the Universal Express Pass worth it? On busy days, yes, of course, because this will reduce your wait time usually by 75%. And purchasing the Express Pass is really worth it for Islands of Adventure the most. And while I get it, it is expensive, but again, this will save you a lot of time from waiting in long lines. With that said, I always recommend doing my #1 tip when visiting Universal Orlando, which you're about to learn about near the end of the video, because it will save you a lot of money. Also, do not forget, if you book a room at the Royal Pacific, Hard Rock Hotel, or the Portofino, then you will automatically get the Express Pass unlimited for everyone in your room, which brings me to a very crucial money savings tip. If you book a room at one of those 3 hotels, you get the Express Pass from the day of check-in until the day you check out. So if you are only planning 2 days in the parks, then book one of these hotels for only 1 night so you get to utilize the Express Pass both of those days. What to do if it rains? Since you are in Orlando, you're going to want to keep an eye on the weather, especially in the summer, because some days you might experience an afternoon thunderstorm. But the good news is, the rides will still operate in the rain, but if there's lightning nearby, then the outdoor attractions will close until the storm moves through. However, the indoor rides will only close if the storm is really intense and/or a tornado warning's in the area. Now let's talk about all the great attractions that you're going to find at Universal Studios Florida. Starting off with the top 5 best thrill attractions. Hollywood Rip Ride Rockit is Universal Orlando's tallest roller coaster, and it dominates the New York section of Universal Studios Florida. But be sure to get your rides on it soon, because it closes forever come September. Revenge of the Mummy. This indoor roller coaster has been thrilling riders for over 20 years, and there is a reason why this launching coaster is one of the most popular rides at USF. Transformers the Ride 3D. This thrill ride is a must for everyone visiting the park who is a fan of the movies and who loves a solid, thrilling dark ride. Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts. From the queue line until the moment you get off the ride, you're in for a real treat. This is a world-class attraction. The Simpsons. While this is more of a family attraction, I wanted to throw it in here just due to the motion simulator aspect of the ride, because it's always a fun ride that you will enjoy. The top 5 best family attractions. E.T. Adventure. You cannot visit Universal Studios Florida and not help out E.T. Opening up in 1990, this is the last remaining original attraction that you're going to find at Universal Studios Florida. Despicable Me Minion Mayhem. No matter your age, you will love this attraction. And let's be honest, the world we live in needs more minions. Illumination's VOLCANO Minion Blast. While it really isn't a ride, think a people mover mixed in with the interactive shooting dark ride, this attraction is a lot of fun for all ages. The THRLL Roller Coaster. This right here is the perfect beginner coaster for those younger thrill seekers. Men in Black Alien Attack. I have been on a lot of shooting interactive dark rides over the years, and Men in Black is one of the best in the entire world. From the theming to how the ride vehicles spin out of control when you get shot, this ride is always a ton of fun. Now here's a great tip for you. Please allow yourself time to explore Diagon Alley. This wizarding world is home to 2 major attractions, the Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts, and the Hogwarts Express train ride, which takes you on a fun-filled journey over to Islands of Adventure. But note that in order to experience the Hogwarts Express train ride, you must have a park-to-park ticket. Mix those 2 attractions in with some butterbeer, great live shows, the insanely real-looking fire-breathing dragon, and tasting the delicious food that you're going to find over at the Leaky Cauldron, you really do have yourself so much to see and explore just in Diagon Alley alone. Aside from the rides that you're going to find at USF, you will really enjoy taking in some of the park's live shows and entertainment. In fact, some of the best live shows that you're going to find at Universal Orlando Resort can be found right here at Universal Studios Florida, and the ones that I recommend seeing would have to be the Blues Brothers show. There is a reason why this is always a crowd favorite, and for good reason. You're going to love it. Check out some of the Diagon Alley live entertainment. You're going to find a slew of great shows and interactive experiences inside of this awesome themed area. DreamWorks Imagination Celebration is the all-new live show that features characters from Shrek, Trolls, and Kung Fu Panda. And while those shows are great, they're not the best ones at USF, because that title belongs to both Universal Orlando's Rocky Horror Makeup Show and the Bourne Stuntacular. Now these shows are awesome, but there's something about how cool the Bourne show really is. Honestly, it's like an attraction all by itself. So if you love a great live stunt show mixed in with some incredible technology, then you are really going to want to spend some time seeing this show. And on select nights, you have the sensational Spectacular, which is a great way to cap off your day at Universal Studios Florida. Is this nighttime show, it really is awesome. And I cannot talk about the live entertainment and not bring up all the great character meet and greets that you're going to find throughout the park. That is why I recommend checking the park guide and the app for the meet and greet times and locations throughout the day. With all of this fun that you're going to be having at Universal Studios Florida, you will be getting quite the urge to eat. So here's a look at my restaurant top picks to go along with my recommended dish at each of them. The Leaky Cauldron. Located right inside of Diagon Alley, you will love eating their Fisherman's Pie. Trust me, it's really good. Lombard's Seafood Grill. I really enjoy their fish and chips here at this must-visit restaurant that offers great views of the USF Lagoon. Finnegan's Bar and Grill. It really is hard to say no to their shepherd's pie, and this place has a great bar and live music. Illumination's Minion Cafe. Now this might just be the most odd restaurant that you're going to find at any theme park in Florida, but with that said, be sure to give the steak and cheese ray sandwich a try. Now I don't know about you, but I'm really hungry. Now here's a money savings tip for you that can save you some money. Anytime you visit a theme park, the food's going to be overpriced. This is why if you want to save some money, then I recommend heading over to Louis' Italian restaurant and ordering a whole pizza. This is the most cost-effective move for your entire group. Now it's time to talk about the best shopping at Universal Studios Florida. And in my opinion, the top 3 best gift shops that you're going to find at the park are the Universal Studios Store, which offers the best selection of gifts and merch at the park, the Film Vault, which is a unique gift shop that features apparel and souvenirs from the classic Universal films, and then of course all the shops that you're going to find in Diagon Alley. This themed area is filled with tons of great stores for you to browse through when you're looking for that Harry Potter merch. And now it's the moment that you've been waiting for. My top 10 Universal Studios Florida must-know tips. Starting off with number 10, download the Universal Orlando app. Universal really does have an amazing park app that includes wait times, a detailed park map, show times, restaurant menus, and even the ability to make a reservation at one of the restaurants. This is why I advise do not visit any Universal Orlando theme park without downloading the app. Number 9 is Despicable Me. Now if you're not at Universal Studios Florida for early entry and or right around when the park opens, then I recommend skipping over Despicable Me and saving it for later in the day. This must-see attraction is always busy in the morning since it's the closest attraction to the front gate. Number 8. If Universal's nighttime show, the sensational Spectacular, is playing, be sure to try to plan out your day so you get to see it at night. Because this show is really cool and it really is worth staying in the park once the sun goes down for. But again, always check to see when this show is playing since it is only during select nights throughout the year. Number 7. Go with the park-to-park ticket. While you will save some money by only visiting one park per day, if you went with the base ticket and not park to park, if you want to experience the Hogwarts Express train ride, then you'll need a park-to-park ticket. Plus, the great thing is, we're only talking about a 5-minute walk between both Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios Florida, which makes park hopping a breeze. Number 6. the single rider lines. If you do not want to spend the extra money for the express pass, and if you do not mind splitting up your group, then this is a great option for you to wait less than a normal standby line. The following attractions at Universal Studios Florida offer the single rider line. You have Fast and Furious Supercharged, Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts, Hollywood Rip Ride Rockit, Men in Black Alien Attack, Revenge of the Mummy, and Transformers The Ride 3D. Number 5. Purchase tickets in advance. This right here is so important. Do not be those guests that you will pass in the morning that are standing in that crazy long line that's barely moving as they wait to purchase tickets. Always purchase your tickets in advance, and I recommend doing so right from the Universal website. Travel tip: if you are staying at an on-site Universal hotel, then you'll be able to purchase your tickets from the attraction ticket desk, which is located right in the lobby of each hotel. Number 4. Eat at off-peak times. By doing this, you're going to avoid waiting in longer lines for food. This is why I recommend not eating between 11:30 a.m. and 1:30 p.m. and then from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Number 3 is early park admission. And if you have a season pass or you're staying at a Universal Orlando hotel, then be sure to take advantage of this awesome perk. You can experience select attractions starting at 8 a.m. 1 hour before the park opens to the public at 9 a.m. Now, Universal does not always have this benefit for USF, so I would always check out the Universal website before you visit to know which attractions and which parks are offering the early hour entry. And tip number 2 complements number 3 perfectly, and that is arrive early. Seriously. This is so important. If you do not like standing in long lines for parking, security, the front gate, and the ride lines, then please get to the park early. I recommend, if you are planning for early park admission, to get to the parking garage by 7:30 a.m. at the latest. This will allow yourself 30 minutes to park and get to the front entrance of each park. If you're not doing early park admission, then try to get to the parking garage for 8 in the morning so you can be in the front gate by 8:30. This is the only way that I recommend experiencing the Universal parks. Which brings me to my number 1 tip, the Express Pass ticket prices. The Universal Express Pass is awesome and totally worth it on busy days. However, when planning your Universal Orlando vacation, I always recommend checking out what Universal is charging for the Express Passes during the days that you want to visit. If the price is higher, well, that means that the park is expected to be busier. So I always recommend trying to visit on the days that the Express Pass is priced cheaper, because you know going into it that the park isn't going to be as busy as it would be on the other days. Which brings me to a bonus tip. When you pair my number 1 tip with getting to the park early, walking fast, and early park admission, if you hustle, there is a very good chance that you don't even need to purchase the Express Pass, which means that you get to save a lot of money. Universal Studios is the original theme park at Universal Orlando, a vacation destination unlike any that you'll ever experience. And since I'm not a travel agent myself, I teamed up with Callie Beck, a travel concierge specialist with Wand and Compass Travel, so I recommend reaching out to her so she can help plan your most epic vacation possible. And the best part is that you can use these tips and recommendations that you learned in my Universal Studios Ultimate Guide video to help enhance your overall vacation. Now, located right next to Universal Studios Florida is Islands of Adventure. And at the bottom of your screen, you have my Ultimate Guide video where I share with you all sorts of different tips and tricks to experience that park and get the most out of your day. So be sure to check that out. Now I want to know, what are you looking forward to most at Universal Studios Florida, and when is your trip? Be sure to let me know in the comments, and as always, thank you so much for watching. Remember to smile today, think positive, and keep riding coasters.